Right now, somewhere in the world, tens of thousands of people are rising to their feet in a massive stadium. Because a ball crossed the white line, strangers hug each other, cry, or spiral into rage. City streets are draped in flags, televisions are blaring at full volume, bars are overflowing. The modern world calls this collective trance passion, and almost everyone behaves as if they must be part of that great wave. And if that excitement never reaches you, if, while everyone else is shouting, there is only silence inside you, know this, it is not a flaw. Because even within the crowd, there are people who don't get swept away by the noise, and you are one of them. You stand right in the middle of it all, yet the wave doesn't hit you. While everyone's eyes are fixed on the screen, you look out the window, at a tree swaying in the wind, at a stranger passing by on the street, at a quiet corner of your own mind. While your friends dissect a derby match, your thoughts wander elsewhere. Maybe into a book you're reading. Maybe into a real problem you're trying to solve. Maybe simply into the stillness of that moment. While adrenaline floods their veins, your pulse remains calm. Steady. Grounded. In this scene, you feel like an outsider. Sometimes you even feel like a stranger to your own family, your own circle of friends. A question drifts through your mind. How can something that carries millions of people away feel to me like nothing more than meaningless noise? And this is where the real question begins. Is this truly indifference? Or is it something deeper? The labels society sticks onto your distance are rarely kind. When you don't join sports talk, when you don't wear a team's colors, you may be branded as cold, antisocial, boring, or quietly arrogant. They look at you as if you don't know how to enjoy life. Come on, they say, get excited a little. Maybe you've questioned yourself in those moments, when everyone at the table laughed at the same joke and you didn't. Maybe you wondered why you couldn't be normal. But stop. This picture is incomplete. In fact, it's wrong. Your distance from sports is not a weakness or a lack. It is a quiet expression of a deep truth about your emotional world. You're not here because you don't know how to have fun. You're here because your search for pleasure, meaning, and fulfillment is fundamentally different from that of the crowd. While they try to fill an inner emptiness with noise, you choose the fullness within silence. This is not a flaw. It's a rare reflex in the modern world, emotional autonomy. To understand this difference, we need to go a little deeper. One of sociology's core concepts, collective effervescence, describes that electric state in which people come together, share the same ritual, and temporarily suspend their individual identities. Sports events are the tribal ceremonies of the modern age. People stop being I and get intoxicated by being we. But your mind resists this melting away. In psychology, we might call this individuation. You refuse to define your identity through a group's victory or defeat. There is also a mechanism known as vicarious achievement. When a team wins, people's brains release dopamine as if they themselves had scored the goal. We won, they say, though they were never on the field. Your mind doesn't accept this illusion. For you, success isn't borrowing someone else's triumph. It's building something with your own hands, in your own life. Being a spectator isn't enough. You want to be the actor in your own story. Once you truly see something, you can never look at it with the same innocence again. That's why your disinterest in sports isn't disinterest at all. It's the sharpness of your perception of reality. And yes, there is a cost to this. Maybe as a child, the noisy behaviors expected of you in order to belong always felt fake. When everyone shouted, laughed, and erupted in unison, you felt as if you were inside an invisible glass dome. This loneliness is familiar. On the night of a World Cup final, when the entire city pours into the streets, there is a deep silence in your home. Belonging is one of the most basic human needs, but you refuse to meet that need through the easiest path society offers. Instead of a loud we, you look for a genuine you and I. And this stance is no accident. It's not a coolness you learned later in life. More often, it's the continuation of a quiet difference that went unnoticed in childhood. Some people look at the world not to feel it first, but to understand it. You are one of them. Instead of immediately surrendering to stimuli, you take a step back and ask, why is this the way it is? That's why the crowd's excitement doesn't infect you directly. You analyze first, and only join in if it truly means something to you. There's another reason as well. Your nervous system isn't tuned to intense, shallow stimuli. It's sensitive to deep, sustained experiences. Instead of sudden bursts, you're nourished by meaning that unfolds over time. Not the 90-minute rise and fall of a match, but an idea that lingers in your mind for days. That's what makes you feel alive. And perhaps most importantly, you don't like handing your emotions over to others. You instinctively resist letting a crowd decide when you should rejoice, what you should grieve, or what should matter to you. This isn't arrogance, it's a need for inner sovereignty, a desire to have authority over your own inner world. That's why your calm isn't emotional emptiness, it's selectivity. You are someone who feels deeply about very few things. You choose personal meaning over public excitement. And that choice, while it may isolate you, also deepens you. Now look at the other side of the coin. Your state of mind isn't tied to a referee's whistle. Your peace doesn't collapse with the outcome of a 90-minute game. Your emotions are more resilient to external events you can't control. This is a great strength. This is emotional stability. While others' feelings shift with external stimuli, rising with the crowd's excitement, dissolving into silence, you remain in your own center. You focus not on what others are experiencing, but on what is real within you. You devote your time and energy to things that generate meaning. Reading, thinking, walking, deep conversations, connections that truly belong to you. And now let's say this clearly. That sense of alienation you feel is not maladjustment. It's a sign of awakening. The next time everyone loses themselves in front of a screen, be the quiet harbor within the noise. Because this world doesn't only need those who shout, it also needs those who silently understand what the shouting means. And believe me, the most beautiful place to be is exactly there.